Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of Nerdstillery, a Nerdstillery podcast. That is so hard to say. I am, once again, with my lovely wife.
Hi, guys.
So today, this is hopefully will be a quick one, but we did a video about this a while ago, and it didn't really turn out like I wanted it. Seems like a better podcast format. But you might be surprised to learn that we are technically millennials.
We are, yes.
Yeah.
It's a shock.
And I feel like there's so many negative stereotypes about millennials. Now, mind you, we're kind of on the earlier edge of the timeline, so to speak. And I want to start by saying we knew what it was like before cell phones and the internet and all this kind of shit. I remember those days. Yeah. So I don't know. This is a thing we've argued back and forth about like all the time, just because it just makes us mad when we read these things about millennials. Like, that's not fucking us, damn it. That's not who we are, you know. So I found 11 stereotypes about millennials, and that's what we're going to talk about. But my wife has something she wants to say, so I want to pass it over to her.
One of the things that like really gets us riled up is I get a lot of like Google alerts and things that are these articles about millennials versus boomers, millennials versus Gen Y. Apparently, millennials are just fighting the fuck everybody.
I know.
Like,
seriously.
I mean, we're just like balls out and here ready to fight.
Yep.
But, you know, whenever I like really think about me and James, we never feel like we fit in to any of that.
No.
I got a article literally yesterday that was like, millennials are finally starting to step out of COVID and grow up. They're buying their first homes and they're getting their grown-up jobs and they're planning for retirement. And I'm like, we've had our home now for almost 10 years. We've had grown-up jobs, you know, quote unquote, for years.
Yeah, we didn't get to enjoy our 20s, by the way. Let's go ahead and just...
We worked our ass off for everything that we had, and we never, like, just sat around and played around. So I don't really...
We didn't have that option.
Yeah, and as for, like, the working for retirement, we don't really have the option of that. So that is something that I would agree with, that we fit in with millennials, is we are not at retirement where our parents, technically, parents should have been at that point. Now, I did grow up very poor, so my parents really didn't have any sort of retirement plan. They still don't. So as for retirement on that end, that's all foreign to me. My grandparents, you know, had a retirement plan, and they're boomers. So it's just kind of like, I don't really know. It just felt like off to me that anybody in their 20s and 30s would be planned for retirement.
Yeah, I mean, really.
But, you know, apparently that's a thing people do. But, you know, I get articles all the time that are these them versus them things.
Yeah.
And let's be real. We're all kind of blended. Everybody, I know that these are, you know, this is really just for fun, honestly, but every generation has their margins. And everybody's not going to fit perfectly with any overgeneralization of a group. So don't get mad, you know, at these things. These are really just for fun for us, okay?
Yeah, we do get kind of offended, though, sometimes.
I mean, we do. There's a couple that really do make us offended, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be on this list, but we'll see.
Probably. So the first stereotype, well, this one's dumb, obviously. Millennials don't want to settle down and get married. Fuck.
False?
Where the hell did I screw up?
I know. You and I, like, we really were down for the marriage thing pretty early.
I mean, we've been together for 6 years, but the thing is, we honestly, like, marriage to me nowadays is kind of a joke.
Yeah.
Society has made it out to be a joke. That's why, like, I get so annoyed by people, you know, well, gays shouldn't get married. And I'm like, fucking most straight people aren't even fucking in love and they're married and all this kind of shit. Like, if two people actually love each other, want to get married, fucking get married. I don't care. Now, to us, it wasn't like an end goal. It was just kind of like, well, it's the next step. Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah,
that was kind of it.
It's kind of like what society pushes on people, and they also push this time frame on people. And I get it. Like, some people...
Oh, God, we were 18, and people were like, when y'all getting married?
I know.
Like,
I mean, shit, I was 16 when we started dating.
Yeah.
And before we even hit 18, I got asked twice if we were planning on getting married.
Yeah.
Can y'all chill? Can you chill, please? We don't even know if we're going to be together that long. Chill the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, she was surprised we hit 2 weeks.
I know, right? But, a lot of my, like, do have a lot of friends and stuff who got married young and ended up getting divorced. Because to them, again, it's that whole next step thing that they feel pressured into doing when they're not ready.
Yeah.
So if society would take a step back and realize we're all having sex at any point in time, so there is no reason, like, God-wise,
and
to
so
just,
we're
like,
our parents.
hop to.
Don't act like you weren't. We know.
We know because my mom and dad got married because they were pregnant.
Yep.
That being said, like, if we would halt on the societal pressures of getting married, a lot of people would realize that they might want to get married when they are actually ready.
Yeah.
You know, chill out.
Yeah, it's not, honestly, I could care less if somebody's like, I don't plan on getting married. I love this woman. I'll be with her the rest of my life. But I don't want to get married. Fine. I mean, who cares?
But then there's some women that I have met who've been like, we've been together for 3 years, and if he doesn't ask me to marry him, we are happily in love. And
that's
like, I couldn't see my life without him, but goddamn it, I'm going to leave him if you don't put a ring on it.
Right. Yeah, that's the dumbest mindset.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, millennials can't afford to buy homes. I'm going to say this.
No.
Yeah, we got very lucky in the house that we're in.
Well, we didn't get really lucky. When we bought our house, the market was significantly lower than it is now. So if you're looking at today's standards, like now, when this was written, probably not. But really right now, it might be more difficult.
Oh, yeah.
For millennials to buy a house. But then again, my sister, also a millennial, just bought her house in this high market. Was it a smart decision? I don't know. We'll know in a couple years. But... you know, it just is what it is. We were lucky because when we had the capability to look, it was while the market was drastically low.
Yeah.
And that was fortunate for us because our mortgage is sweet.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that comes down to, it's just, I mean, it's hard to work. This is a whole other topic I can go on, but just companies don't want to pay people.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. We've been through that. Don't even get me started. That's a whole other video I could talk about too. But I mean, it does depend. And I mean, with student loans being as ridiculous as they are and all this kind of shit, there is a lot to it. There's a lot. So that one, you can't. How can you blame millennials for that?
Yeah,
like that's stupid. That doesn't make any sense.
We're looking at a societal issue.
Yep, exactly. A non-societal issue. This one does not apply to me at all. Number 3, millennials love their damn avocados.
I like avocado toast.
I don't like avocados. I just don't like them.
Help. I'm one of those. That is crazy about the avocado toast. I was like, bitch, that's stupid. That's annoying, whatever. But then whenever I had high cholesterol and I had to start switching from butter to greens, avocado toast. It's a buttery substance that can go on your toast. Throw a little salt and pepper on, go to town. If you can't do that, if you don't like salt and pepper for some fucking reason, or if you want it to be fancy, you can put a fried egg on it like I did, even though that defeated the purpose of not having the butter. But scrambled eggs, also just as good, you know. A little milk, whip it up. But yeah, I'm a sucker for avocado toast.
It just tastes like mush to me.
I love it. It's delicious mush. And... guacamole is pretty boss.
All right, this one bothers me because I think this is a societal thing, but this doesn't apply to us at all. Millennials find their dates online instead of in the real world. This again is kind of a convenience thing, but you're going to sit here and tell me that millennials are the only ones. Which, by the way, let's go back before like Tinder and all this kind of shit. I remember. What was there was the one like a blackpeoplemeet.com. There was that. There was a bunch of like
J-Date.
Yeah, J-Date. There was a bunch of like sites.
Christian Mingle.
My favorite to this day was AmishDate.com.
Yeah, who's getting on there?
How could that have been successful whatsoever? Now, I know that some Amish do use some technology, but I'm like...
it was just funny. Like, you're really limiting yourself.
Oh, I died laughing. FarmersOnly.com. Yes. That was another one. That was the one I was thinking of. So, this isn't a new thing. This has been around for a while, but with phones, it's just got a lot more convenient.
But then again, like, in our society now... everything that we have done in life has made everything more convenient.
Yeah.
But also makes us busier.
Yep.
So we're working more hours than we ever did before. We aren't spending as much time, like, in social situations. Like, if we go to a bar or whatever, like, it's too loud, it's too crowded, and who the hell wants to meet your spouse at a bar? Like,
yeah, you don't go to a bar
difficult.
to meet.
Yeah, like, it's difficult to go find a legit date at a bar.
Yeah.
You might, like, I'm not gonna lie, people do it, but it's hard. So, you know, when you go to the bar, usually we're going for karaoke or just for a drink or just to unwind or whatever. But we got to be up at 5 a.m. We got to exercise. We got to, you know, we have to exercise.
Sit in traffic for 3 hours.
You got kids. You got to go sit in traffic. You got to, like, you got to work. I mean, we do all of these things to make life easier, and all it does is made us busier.
Yep.
So that's the problem. Where do you find time to meet somebody?
Yeah, I mean, like, we were lucky, you know, we met in school.
Yeah.
But, you know, unless you meet someone at work.
Or at the gym. But the problem is, at the gym, guess what? Everybody's got their headphones in.
Yeah.
You literally have to disturb someone.
Right.
Nobody wants to date the person that bothered the fuck out of them.
So that one, I don't know. I mean, it is a convenience thing, and it kind of, like, cuts a lot of corners, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, okay, we have these same interests. We know that already.
Yeah.
Cool. Which is good for me, because I can tell you right now, if anything were to happen between us, I don't know what the fuck I would do. I don't know shit about dating. I mean, we even talk about it. Do we ever have a date? You know, we have these, like...
Yeah, like, our dating was just hanging out. Yeah, and also, honestly, I don't even know how to date in today's society.
I don't, but that's
I don't know what's
thing.
appropriate for me to expect or not to expect.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing.
Because, I mean, you know where I learned how to date? My boomer grandmother.
Right. Oh, God, yeah. But, I mean,
I don't expect those things, but that's what I assume people are supposed to do for you.
Yeah, but at least if, you know, I met some girl on Tinder, or I don't think Tinder's the right one, but I think that's I want to fuck everyone.
Yeah.
But at least I already know, hey, she likes video games. We have a topic to talk about, you know, so that's something. This one, I don't know about this one. Mm-hmm. Number 5, millennials are focused more on their personal lives than their careers. That's bullshit for me.
Well, no. So I think where they're talking about is that whole work-life balance, and we want to be able to spend more time at home than in the past, where we didn't want to work, 14 hours a day,
right, and
slave away kind of shit. I think that's what they're talking about when we talk about, like, in the human resources world where I'm, like, studying, they talked about that a little bit, about how when you're looking at generations, you have to understand, like, they have different needs in their personal lives. Some people want to be away from home. They want to be away from home. And those people...
because they have families.
We're typically Gen Xers. Well, in the past, we're Gen Xers who just, they'd rather be at work and come home at 7 o'clock at night when their kids are already half asleep.
Yep. And
kiss them, love them, and move on with life.
Grab a beer.
I'm not saying that Gen Xers are neglectful parents. But then you have, like, our generation where, where we do have, like, really high, like, we have working moms, we have working dads, we have stay-at-home dads, and all this that are different from what we've noticed in the past, that changes what we need in our normal life. So I think that's what they're talking about, is like making that adjustment for how our life is so different from past generations. Yeah,
and a lot of companies, thankfully, actually, they do worry about the work-life balance, because it is very important. Not the company we worked for before, but that's, again, like I said, we didn't enjoy our 20s.
Yeah.
This one, oh my God, I got some stories. Number 6, millennials couldn't survive a day without their phone. Let me tell you, I have been in the cell phone business for 8 fucking years. Millennials are not the only ones. You fucking boomers out there, you all have the same goddamn problem.
And Gen Xers,
y'all, no.
And let me tell you, Gen Z is worse than us when it comes to the phone.
Worse.
So
no, like their faces never leave their goddamn phones half the time. I could survive a day without my phone.
Yeah.
Now, I can't probably survive life without it because of just the sheer convenience. I'm not talking about social media. Maps is fucking amazing. Like, I think about the days having to go back. We didn't even have a fucking printer. We had to go to MapQuest and write the goddamn directions down. And if you fucked up, you fucked up,
We went an hour out of our way one time
my God,
before
it was so
we realized we were going the wrong direction.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are a lot of things that have made... Cell phones have made slaves out of all of us, I would say. But not necessarily a bad thing.
But currently,
But
I leave my phone at home all the time.
she does.
And I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I leave it at home whenever I'm at work. And I'll have an occasion where I'm like, oh, damn. Like, the grocery list was on my phone. I'm like, shit.
Oh, yeah.
That, you know, that sucks. So,
I mean, our whole lives are on our phones.
Yeah.
Really. It's
everything's there. So it kind of sucks because then I got to, like, literally call James from my work phone and be like, hey, can you tell me what we need from the store or whatever. But other than that, like, it doesn't really bother me when I leave my phone at home. I think the parts that, like, get me are, I think of what random questions throughout the day.
Yeah.
And they're like, why is some dogs' hair patchy and some dogs aren't? and then I need to know. So I Google it. Like, when I have these questions, I'm just curious.
I think that one sets you apart from most people because what amazes me about cell phones is that we have basically the entire span of human knowledge at our fingertips.
And we're the dumbest fucking people.
We are. So
I literally said that the other day.
Number 7, social media has turned millennials into a bunch of narcissists constantly seeking validations. You know what? Yeah, that's partially true. I'm not going to lie. That is partially true.
To be fair, I really don't think I fit in that.
I don't either. I mean, I'm not going to... I've always enjoyed the spotlight. I was a musician as a kid. I loved performing in front of people. So YouTube kind of fills that gap in a different way, I would say.
Yeah.
But I'm not one of those people. Like, I barely post on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do, I maybe get like 3 comments.
Yeah.
You know, I think I got one of those updates and it was like, your most commented photo. And it was like 8.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't feel like bad after that. Like, there are some people after they actually have depression and anxiety because they don't get that many likes and comments on social media.
Because they don't get that adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
And it is a high.
Yep.
And I understand that. But because most of my pictures, like if I post something on Instagram, my picture, I'm going to get 25 likes on average. And it's people I used to work with. It's my family. Like, that's what it is.
I get like 3.
I know. They just
I'm like,
scroll
oh my
through,
God,
they see
3?
me, they like it. And we move on. But I'm not really like, I don't get excited. Where I get excited is when somebody comments on it. But it's like a question. And so I can have a conversation now with a person. I love that.
What's your dad? Love you.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, I love you too, Dad.
So yeah, that one... Yeah, that one is partially
I would say,
true.
yeah. I mean, generationally speaking, I would say it's true.
But Gen Z is probably way
Personally speaking,
worse.
I would say no.
Oh, this one's going to be good. Millennials choose to live with their parents instead of finding a place of their own.
Again, we don't fit that.
No, we don't.
No, we did live with your parents for a little while. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, we did. We moved into... My house burned down.
Yeah.
So I moved in with his parents. And we stayed there 2 years.
Something like that, yeah.
And then we got our own apartment. Mostly because we could not stand to live out of one bedroom for more than the 2 years. Even like a half a year went by and we were like, we have to get out of this place.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with his parents. It was just living out of one room sucks. I don't see how people want to do that. So, that being said, parents, stop giving your kids entire basements and full, like, huge bonus rooms and shit.
You can blame the generation all you want, but that's the generation before that's causing that because you're not motivating them to get the fuck out of the house.
Thank you.
So I'm like...
The rule in my house, you're 18, get the fuck out. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
My mom was like, stay forever, I love you.
Oh, this one... Oh, I love this topic.
What you got?
Number 9. Millennials were... Okay, I don't feel like we were, but... Millennials were raised in a world of participation trophies and expect rewards for every little thing they do.
I have never once in my life received a participation trophy.
I don't think I have either.
So that started after us.
It was definitely later on.
Which my brother was born in 92.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it started kind of around that time where when he was doing that, he really didn't do sports though, but like when he was in like kindergarten and they all like did, what is that, field day or whatever?
Yeah.
Like everybody got a participation trophy? No, bitch. We got one if we were first, second, or third.
Yep.
And even third place losers were losers.
Yep. I think I have 2
but
baseball.
I have a third place ribbon.
Well, actually, I will admit, I mean, I think the 2 baseball trophies I have were kind of participation trophies. But then again, I'm talking about like T-ball, so that doesn't really count. After that, they didn't do that shit anymore, because that's when you actually had to win.
Okay, so technically, except for one of my trophies, all of my trophies would be participation trophies because I sucked at baseball.
Well, yeah, it's true too, yeah.
But I was on winning team. So my team won even though I sucked at it. So I do have 2 trophies. One it's my game ball. And I got it because I got hit in the face with a baseball.
Oh,
it's
bless
softball.
your heart.
I know, right? Got hit in the face with a softball. But also, I kicked that ball's ass because my brother came up and gave me a huge pep talk and I was ready to run back out. But after that, I got the game ball, mostly because I felt bad that I got hit in the face. But my trophy I got, I sucked. I couldn't hit a ball to save my life.
I was terrible.
And I tried and I practiced, but when I was out there, couldn't do it. The pressure was on.
Yep.
There was too much happening. My whole life depended on that game when I was 5 years old.
Yep. And I think the other one I have is second place from karate. So
see, the second place.
Yeah,
it's not a third place
I can
loser
still argue
trophy.
about that one. But yeah, right. I mean, but that started to become a thing. Definitely later on when I guess we were too old at that point. But I never agree with the whole participation trophy because
me either.
That's that you're setting kids up for failure. Because guess what? You know how many fucking jobs I've applied for in the last 8 years? A lot. Did I get anything for the jobs I didn't get? No, I didn't get the fucking job.
Yeah,
they're not
didn't all pay you $1. Because if they did, man, we'd be rolling in it.
Yeah, life is full of disappointments. Get fucking used to it.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. If you don't know how to take basic life disappointments,
oh yeah,
you're not ready for you. You are setting people up to fail in the real world.
Yeah, this is why they don't move out of their house.
Yeah.
Because this generation, whatever generation, set them up for failure.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Oh, this one. Millennials are lazy as fuck.
Yes, I am. I am lazy and hardworking all at the same time.
But that's different. I think their mindset is, they don't want to work. They want everything handed to them.
Oh, that?
I think,
no, bitch, you got to work for what you get.
Yep. I mean, that definitely doesn't apply to us. I mean, you go into
I know
school.
people like that.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm always doing something.
Yeah, even though he's not going to an actual school, he always is working hard every day when he gets off work to further his future career.
I mean, if it's not YouTube, I'm doing music. It's web development. I'm pretty sure part of that's my anxiety. I can't sit down for long unless I'm actually doing something.
Yeah.
Because it's just, if I'm just sitting there, I'm like, the fuck am I doing with my life?
No, if I'm just sitting there, I'm like, my body hurts.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say that is true, but that does not apply to me.
All right.
Oh, this last one. Millennials don't vote.
I don't know. I vote. But I haven't always voted.
Yeah, I missed out on that. That was my fault. I'm a seriously bad procrastinator. But also I've realized the older you get, one day turns into a month very quick. I don't know how it happens.
It really does, yeah.
So yeah, I missed out on the mark and I didn't get to vote this time around.
Yeah, well, but see, even that being said, I have a little story about voting. So I wanted to vote when I turned 18. But I couldn't because I couldn't vote for another 2 years because when I turned 18, it was not an election year. So I wanted to vote, but I registered to vote when I turned 18. Did not know that if you don't use it for a certain amount of time, they drop it off.
Yeah.
So I didn't vote. And then when it came to vote, my first time being able to vote, my job wouldn't let me off work.
Isn't that illegal?
It is illegal. I didn't know it was illegal. So my job wouldn't let me off work. So I lost my voter's registration. I didn't know that. So then I go to vote during the first Obama election. I went to go vote for that. Or no, that would be in the second Obama election. So I went to go vote for that. That's when I found out that I wasn't registered.
So you're a convicted felon?
Yeah, right? And so the guy at the freaking station was like, "You're not registered." And I was like, "Oh, I registered when I was 18. Well, if you don't use it, you lose it." So we need to register you, but you can't vote this time, and blah, 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 blah. And he was a veteran. And then he goes on into this long speech about how he fought for our country, for my right to vote. And I was like, I mean, shit, dude, my parents didn't vote. I don't even know if my grandparents vote. I didn't know. I didn't know any of this. Like, yeah. I'm just playing it by ear. If I'm not told, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm here, aren't I? I'm trying to vote.
That's what I told him. But I'm here trying to do what people fought and died for me to be able to do. Yeah. For me as a woman to have my freedoms to vote.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Well, I'm pretty sure that guy didn't fight for your right
to
vote.
No. He did not. So he gave me a piece of paper. I signed it, all this stuff. He said they'll mail me my card. I never received a card. So then when I went to go vote on like a state election for something that came up, it was like a gay rights thing. I went to go vote for that. Get there, tell them, the guy, like, I didn't have my registration thing, whatever. That's when I found out the guy never sent that in. So
like,
then
he fought and died for your right to vote. He
fought and died,
but not to be your personal fucking caddy to deliver your damn registration.
So then they were supposed to register me again that day. Did not do it.
So okay, so what you're saying? It's not that millennials don't want to vote. Our government.
It's trying to keep us down, man.
Yeah, that's what you're trying to say.
I mean, realistically, like, this was 3 times that I tried to register to vote. And the first one I'm sure went through, but the other ones did not go through. So then when the next election came, I honestly was so fed up with everything. I was just like, I don't even care. I really don't. There's like nobody I care about voting for. I don't even, like, I just don't care. So then when this one came up, I was like, I'm going to register online. And just see what happens. And I actually got a card.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I have a card that I now keep in my wallet because I'm scared I'm going to lose it and then lose my registration forever. But damn it, I went and voted this time. And I was like, proud of that.
Cool. Well, those were 11 stereotypes about millennials. Again, the wife and I don't really fit into a lot of these, and we also get kind of annoyed. And I'm not gonna lie, I even make the joke, damn millennials and all this kind of shit.
I mean, realistically, you look up the Gen X stuff, we fit more into the Gen X categories than we do into this. But also, my parents are Gen X.
Yep.
And so I was raised by Gen Xers. I really paid more attention to what they valued and what they believed in, and so that's why that was important.
I can't remember. I think my parents are boomers, but
your parents are boomers.
Very late.
Late, yeah.
Yeah.
Yours are like late boomers.
Oh, they the late boomers.
They're like almost on the cusp of being,
Gen
Xers. So realistically, like, some of their values may be in between.
I would say so. Yeah. So yeah. Hopefully we didn't offend anybody out there.
I hope I did. Come at me, bro.
Damn millennials and your cell phones and the Facebook and MySpace.
All the internets.
Yeah. Well, hope you guys enjoyed. That was a kind of a spontaneous one. We just wanted to get that out of the way.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll see you again next time. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed listening. And yeah, see you next time.